from the National News Studio, Sri Lanka.
Good evening, come to you live from the National News Studio. Welcome to the news. My name is Clifford Richards.
And I'm Hishain Ali. Let's have a look at the headlines for tonight.
The President begins meeting people from Kalutara. An assurance from the President to increase relief from the upcoming budget. 2 persons killed due to a jeep falling into Huluganga in Panvila. 1 missing. 62 persons injured in a bus accident in Gandhara. Heavy rains in many parts of the island and overflowing of reservoirs. Thunder showers forces the closing of the Batticaloa-Polonnaruwa road. Earth slip warnings in 4 districts and schools in the eastern province to be kept closed tomorrow. Former Minister Vijit Vijayamuni is arrested over keeping in possession an illegally assembled lorry. Gamini Bandara Manikdiwala of the News Division of National Television wins the award for the world's best proposal on artificial intelligence. New ceasefire in the Gaza Strip comes into effect.
On to those stories and others in detail, and your top story for tonight is a woman and 2 others have died when a jeep overturned into the Huluganga area at Baddagama, Panvila.
Well, another person is said to be missing. The injured woman has been hospitalized. The missing person has been the driver of the jeep, and operations are underway in search of him. The Panvila police is conducting further investigations. Meanwhile, 62 passengers have been injured in a bus accident which occurred at Thalalla area in Gandhara. They are under treatment at the Mathura General Hospital. 2 private buses had collided head-on in the early morning today at Thalalla area in Gandhara. Among the injured were 3 children, 32 women and 26 males. A Netherlands national was among the injured. The driver of the bus and the 2 others have been critically injured. Police media spokesman SSP Buddhika Manatunga says that due to the rainy weather prevailing in the country these days, the drivers are having poor visibility of the roads, and the roads have also become very slippery. He added that the Sri Lanka police is requesting all drivers to be extremely cautious in driving due to this reason and to avoid road accidents. And with the adverse weather conditions, the governor of the eastern province says that all schools will be closed tomorrow in the province, and the school term tests due for tomorrow will be conducted on the 25th of this month.
And moving on, former Minister Vijit Vijayamuni has been taken into custody on the charge of assembling a lorry using components which was illegally imported and forged documentation. He has been arrested by the Panadurwalana Central Anti-Corruption Unit. According to the police, forged documents have been forwarded to the Department of Motor Traffic connected to the assembled lorry without proper permission from the Commissioner of Motor Traffic. The concerned lorry of Isuzu Elf make has been taken into custody from Muthuwan Estate, Haputale. It has been confirmed by the government analyst when the lorry was inspected on the orders of the court that the chassis number and the engine number have been altered illegally outside the factory where the lorry had been manufactured. It has been revealed in the investigation that he had obtained a copy of a complaint made to the Haputale police that the registration certificate and the revenue license regarding the vehicle were lost. Vijayamuni will be produced before the Bandaravilla Magistrate Courts tomorrow. Police media spokesman SSP Buddhika Manatunga said that accordingly the arrested suspect would be produced before the Bandaravilla Magistrates Court tomorrow. Further investigations are also being conducted by the Anti-Corruption Unit of Valana regarding whether the suspect has assembled other vehicles in this manner.
President Andrukumar Dissanayake says that relief for the people will be increased in the next budget. He made this observation in a public meeting held in Kalutara today. The first series of public meetings after establishing a people's government by NPP was held today at Katukurunda in Kalutara. The president pointed out that the aim of the present government is to provide a higher living standard to the people by reducing the expenditure of the government and minimizing corruption in the country. President Andrukumar Dissanayake said that whenever a ministerial post is awarded, the government provided accommodation. But the present government did not follow that process, but the government looked into the ability regarding the concerned subjects allotted to them. He added that the proposal will be presented to Parliament soon to pay for the meals in Parliament according to the cost. The President added that crucial decisions would be taken to change the country and the pension of parliamentarians. The President stressed that about 70 to 80 million rupees have been spent for the security of former presidents, but according to the Act, they should be provided a residence or not. They should be provided a salary. He pointed out that 1/3 of the salary amounts to only 30,000 rupees. The President also said that the value of the accommodation provided to Mahinda Rajapaksa has been assessed by the Department of Valuation, and accordingly the monthly rent comes to 4.6 million rupees. He added that he will issue a letter to the former President stating that 1/3 of the salary would be paid by the government and the rest of the amount can be paid by him to retain the accommodation, or it can be vacated. The President also said that a number of things will also be fulfilled by the government and the political culture of the country will be changed. He also said that the vehicles which have been taken over by the government would be auctioned in the month of February, and the people will be provided with economic benefits in the way the government can bear it. The President also said that elders' allowance, kidney patients' allowance, salaries of the government employees, and also allowance paid to the differently abled children, the Mahapolu scholarships will be increased in such a manner that the economy would be able to withstand it. He assured that an economic crisis of the nature of 2022 and 2023 would not be allowed to be repeated. The President added that the economy of the country would be stabilized in a manner where no one in the country would be able to change it. The President also said that a number of discussions were held with India, where India has provided a railway signalling system from Mahawar to Anuradhapura under a loan, and the government of India has agreed to convert the entire loan into a grant. He added that the government of China has agreed to construct a conference hall free of charge, which will be larger than the BMICH. He also said that a container terminal center would be renovated and constructed also at Keravalapitia, and it has already been discussed with the Asian Development Bank. The President further said that the government agrees with the shortage of rice in the country, and even after importing 167,000 metric tons of rice, the shortage still remains. He also said that the government will not allow a distorted market to be created in Sri Lanka. Minister Dr. Nalinda Jayatissa said that it is a matter that can be accepted by everyone, that the President and the People's Government is taking steps in a manner where every Sri Lankan will be satisfied and their trust will be kept for the victory of the country. He added that the President, the Cabinet and the Government is bound by that responsibility, and the expectation of the people is also the same, where the citizens of the country are awaiting hopefully.
The community engaged in the tourism industry stated that the reduction in electricity bill is a great prop-up in the tourism industry. According to them, they appreciate the government for taking this step. Electricity charges will be reduced by 30% in the industry sector, while the reduction in the hotel sector, it will be 31%. Those who are engaged in tourism and other various industries point out that this will provide solutions to a large number of problems they were facing, and it will also help in increasing their contribution for the economic development of country. Chairman of the Benthara Beruwala Hotel Association, Indika De Silva, said that the electricity bill is a huge expense for every institution and a hotel apart from the salaries. He said that the reduction in the electricity charges will lead to an increase in the profits. He also said that the tariff related to industry sector had to be obtained after a court case previously. He pointed out that providing 31% reduction in the electricity bill is definitely a huge relief.
The General Secretary of the Janatha Vimukti Peramuna, Tilwan Silva, says that those who are not in favour of a constructive change in the country are pointing out shortcomings of each and everything done by the government. He expressed these views in a ceremony held at the Jubilee Post area in Nugegoda yesterday. General Secretary of the JVP, Tilwan Silva, says that the government has not sold any asset of the country and has not cheated either. He added that the government has also used power to suppress the people or abolish democracy. Tilman Silva also said that a decision regarding the electricity bill has to be taken after the recommendations of the Commission and it cannot be done before that. He said that the government has decided to reduce the electricity bill according to the recommendations of the Commission. He also said that the previous government set aside recommendations of the Commission and took steps to dismiss the chairman of the Commission through an impeachment. He further said that everyone will have to consider the benefits accrued by the President and the leaders of the government in their official tour of China. He further said that the response of those who are against any change is to find out the shortcomings of the government. Well, Sri Lanka has been able to win the award for the best artificial intelligence suggestion of the world at the World School Conference held in Help University in Malaysia.
And the members representing 85 countries had joined the conference, and Gamini Bandara Maniktiwala, who participated in it from the national television representing Sri Lanka, won the award at the evaluation ceremony held after the conference. Gamini Bandara Maniktiwala presented the suggestion called School Artificial Intelligence to the World School Conference under New Technology and Innovation. 85 countries including USA, India, China and Malaysia participated in this conference. It has been introduced at the World School Conference that the suggestion presented by Gamini Maniktiwala of National Television representing Sri Lanka is a complete teaching methodology about artificial intelligence. It has been mentioned at the conference that the relevant teaching methodology presented by Maniktiwala has been won the award accordingly. The conference paid attention about the pilot project concerning the suggestion of teaching artificial intelligence, which will be implemented practically by the students, Artificial Intelligence Society of St. Xavier's College, Nurelia, Vijaypala Vidyalaya of Matle and Sri Dhirananda Vidyalaya in Kandy. Leaders in education and higher education participated in the evaluation ceremony along with the Vice Chancellor of Malaysia Help University, Dr. Andy Liu Take, Chief Executive Officer of Help Education Group, Dr. Chi Leong Go.
Prime Minister Dr. Harini Amarasuriya says that it is one of the main intentions of the government to provide justice to the people who are deprived of the same due to rewards and sponsorships. According to the Prime Minister, the government is dedicated to providing justice according to the expectations of everyone. The Prime Minister made this statement at the occasion of declaring the renovated Court of Appeal building to the public yesterday. The renovations of the building were carried out by the expense of the People's Republic of China in the form of a total donation. She added that within the judicial system of a country and the investment done for the facilities in providing justice to the people illustrate the dedication towards the country and its people. Sri Lanka has been suffering for decades since justice was deprived to the majority under rewards and sponsorship methods. The Prime Minister pointed out that the intention of the present government is to assure that there is a possibility of justice for everyone by rectifying the concerted defects. The Minister of Justice and National Integration, Attorney at Law Harshan Nanakara, Chinese Ambassador in Sri Lanka, Ji Zhengfong and a host of others graced the occasion.
Moving on, senior journalist Victor Ivan has passed away at the age of 75. Victor Ivan, who had been hospitalized due to illness, passed away today. Born on the 26th of June 1949, had his education at St. Anthony's College, Kandy. He has been the former chief editor of Ravaya newspaper and also a pioneer in the inception of free media movement. Victor Ivan had compiled many books and expressed his views without fear as an orator in social, economic, political and cultural areas. Funeral of late veteran journalist Victor Ivan will be held in Galle tomorrow.
Minister Dr. Nalinda Jayatissa says measures are underway to set up a chartered institute that's for media personnel. Well, the aim is to help media men to enhance their professional activities. The minister has made these remarks in a discussion held in connection with the future plans of the Sri Lanka Press Council. Well, this meeting was conducted recently at the Ministry of Mass Media in Narayanpeta with the participation of officials and members of the Sri Lanka Press Council. It has been pointed out at this occasion that efforts had been taken by previous governments to establish such a media institution. However, all these efforts were in vain. The meeting has also focused attention on appropriately updating the 50-year-old Press Council Act of number 5 of 1973 in order to suit the needs of the present-day media profession. The objective of such a revision is to safeguard the freedom and respect of media personnel and also to protect the fundamental rights of the general public.
And moving on, the Department of Met points out the possibility of the continuation of the existing rainy weather condition in the northern, north-central, eastern, over and central provinces. Many reservoirs in the provinces continue to remain overflowing, and meanwhile the National Building Research Organization are getting ready to issue earth slip warnings for several districts. These districts are Kandy, Matale, Badula and Kurunagala. Our correspondents say all reservoirs in the Polonnaruwa district have begun to overflow. The Giritale reservoir, which is also overflowing, currently releasing 300 cubic feet of water in a second. It has also been reported that heavy rains in the Polonnaruwa district have also resulted in the opening of 5 sluice gates of the Moragahakanda reservoir. Each of the open sluice gates is releasing a water capacity of 1,500 cubic feet in a second. All 4 sluice gates of the twin Mahaveli reservoirs of Ulhitia and Ratkinda were opened at dawn today. The release of water has inundated many surrounding lowlands. Irrigation engineer in charge of the reservoir requests the residents in the area to remain vigilant. 4 sluice gates of the Dadroya reservoir were also lifted by 4 feet each this morning. This measure has enabled the reservoir to release a capacity of 11,000 cubic feet of water in a second to Dadroya. Our correspondent has also reported of the spilling of the Huruluwava in Galanbiduruvava. The overflowing water releases a volume of 1,450 cubic feet. 10 sluice gates of Rajangani reservoir also remain open. The gates dispose 12,063 cubic feet of water. 2 sluice gates open in Angamur reservoir also released a vast quantity of water to the Kala Oya. Heavy rainfall has also been reported from many areas in the Anuradhapura district. All sluice gates of the Nachaduwa reservoir have been lifted by 4 feet each. The excess water is being released to the Malvatoya and Nuravava. The irrigation department requests the residents in adjacent areas to maintain vigilance. Steps have also been taken to release all sluice gates of Kalawava. And our reporters further say there is a danger of breakdown of the anicut of the Godagahavava in Tantirumala. It has also been reported that sandbags are being used to ward off the threat. Vehicle transport of the Hasalaka-Hanungamur road has come underwater due to the overflowing of the Yoda Ella. Hasalaka-Hanungamur road is being constructed in parallel to the wall of the Minipe Yoda Ella. Many locations in the northern province have also been inundated due to heavy rain. Our northern correspondent says all reservoirs in the Vaunia district are overflowing. Two Navy disaster relief teams have been deployed in the Padavia and Budangala areas to extend relief to the people in Anuradhapura who have been affected by the bad weather condition. Four sluice gates of the Kantale reservoir in Trincomalee have also been opened. All reservoirs in the Ampara district are also filled. Batkilo district has also been hampered by heavy rains. Many roads in the district are reported to have been fully inundated. All reservoirs in the Ampara district are also filled to the capacity due to the torrential rains. The Director of the Department of Irrigation, Aquatic Sciences and Disaster Management, L.S. Surya Bandara, said that under the prevailing circumstances, the residents in lower lands who uses river water should be especially careful. A soil mound has fallen near the 3rd kilometer post in Rendipula of the Uva Paranagama main road. Several incidents of the collapsing of soil mountains due to heavy rains have been reported from Hanguraketa in past 5 days. A misty condition is also witnessed in the area. The police have informed motorists to be careful when driving in the Hebahata, Padiyapalala and Rikilagaskanda areas as long as foggy conditions have been reported from these locations since last evening.
With the situation not looking too well at all, National News Television live news bulletin, and we have more news items in brief. Two unidentified motorcyclists shot to death a person in Siripala Mawatha in Mount Lavinia this afternoon. The victim is a 24-year-old resident of Bodavita. A police sergeant was killed in a road accident near the Minneria Army Hospital on the Minneria-Habarana main road last evening. An army lorry had collided with the motorcycle in which the police sergeant was travelling. A 34-year-old deceased was attached to the intelligence division of the Minneria police station. Well, that's news at home. We take a short break and we'll be back with international stories shortly.
Welcome back after the break and on to news overseas. The long-awaited ceasefire in Gaza has come into force after a last-minute delay, with displaced Palestinians beginning to return to the cities they fled. Hamas says for every hostage released, 30 Palestinian prisoners will be released from Israeli jails. In the hours the ceasefire was delayed, Israel continued hitting Gaza, killing 19 more people. According to the Hamas-run Civil Defense Agency, and Hamas attacked Israel on 7th October 2023, killing about 1,200 people and taking 251 back to Gaza as hostages. The attack triggered a massive Israeli offensive on Gaza, during which more than 46,900 Palestinians have been killed, according to the Hamas-run Health Ministry. And on to sports news. Sri Lanka team has been able to win the match against Malaysia by 139 runs in the Under-19 Women's T20 World Cup cricket tournament today.
And this match was played in Kuala Lumpur in Malaysia. Batting first, Sri Lanka women's under-19 team scored 162 for the loss of 6 wickets in 20 overs. Dahami Senatma scored 55 runs while Sanjana Kavindi contributed with 30. In reply, Malaysia women's team was able to score only 23 all out in 14.1 overs. None of the players were able to cross the 10-mark run. In bowling for Sri Lanka, Chamodi Prabodha claimed 3 wickets while Limansa Tilakaratna captured 2 wickets.
From cricket to rugby, Havelock team was able to win the match against Sri Lanka Army team in the Interclub League Rugby tournament. The match was played at the Army grounds at Panagoda. The tournament is being organised by the Sri Lanka Rugby Football Association. Sri Lanka Army team was able to be in the front in the first half in the match against Havelock team, and the score was 5 points to 3. In the second half, the players of the Army team scored another 13 runs while the Havelock team was able to score 26. Accordingly, the Havelock players registered a win, scoring 29 points against 18. They scored their points in 3 goals, 1 try and 1 penalty strike. The The match between CRNFC and CHNFC teams was played at the racecourse grounds. By the end of the first half, CRNFC team was leading 19 points to 10, and in the second half of the game, CH players scored another 12 points. CRNFC team won the match 27 points to 22, and they scored the points in 2 goals, 2 tries and a penalty strike. And another match of the tournament was played at the Ratmalana Air Force grounds between police and Air Force teams. Air Force team scored 7 points at the end of the first half, while the police team too replied with 7 points. In the second half, police team was able to score another 12 points, while in the same half, Air Force team scored 13 points. According to the final points tally, the Air Force team was able to register a sharp win by 1 point, scoring 20 points against 19. The winning team scored a goal, 2 tries, a penalty and a strike.
Well, some great rugby action. On that note, it's time to end the news. Do enjoy the rest of the programs together with Hesha. This is Clifford, wishing you a good night.